Welcome to Glencoe's Teen Health e-Spotlight video series, designed to explore the health issues that matter most to teens.
Hi, I'm Travis. Today's topic is about a particular group of communicable diseases known as sexually transmitted diseases, or STDs. A communicable disease is a disease that can be passed from one person to another. Some communicable diseases, like a cold, are more of a nuisance than a danger. Others, however, like hepatitis, influenza, and AIDS, can be deadly. If you find it uncomfortable or embarrassing to talk about STDs, you're not alone. But the dangers of STDs can't be ignored. And the more you know about them, the better your chances are of not contracting one in the future. Let's get some upfront talk about STDs.
STDs are sexually transmitted disease, which means that they're diseases that can be either viral or bacterial that are transmitted through sexual contact or sexual activity. Some of the common sexually transmitted diseases are herpes, HIV, of course, gonorrhea and syphilis. Those are older diseases, but they're still prevalent in the community. Chlamydia are the most common ones we see today. Chlamydia can do significant damage to the fallopian tubes, uterus, and also gonorrhea can do the same thing. Syphilis has been around a long time. Syphilis can affect the brain later in life if it's not treated properly and recognized early enough and rendered to treatment. HIV is a fatal disease. Although there are medications out there that can control the symptoms and in many cases prolong one's life, ultimately, if somebody contracts HIV and develops AIDS, they will ultimately die from their disease at a time probably younger than they would have died normally in a natural death. The long-term effects are loss of fertility, also loss of life. Certainly if a woman contracts cervical cancer from human papillomavirus, and not only will she lose her fertility by have to have surgery and have a hysterectomy, she will also could potentially lose her life if that cancer becomes spread beyond the cervix. When you contract a disease that has the social ramifications related to an STD, it changes your self-image, it changes your self-perception, it causes depression. It often causes such depression in teenagers that they consider suicide because they have lost their self-image is so damaged. So it also affects how other people perceive you. Now you've got for the rest of your life, especially in the case of a viral disease such as HPV or HIV or herpes, you've contracted something that will affect you socially for the rest of your life. And at some point, you may be in a monogamous, meaningful relationship with someone that you're in love with and married to, and that will alter the way you behave with that individual for the rest of your life because you have contracted this rather permanent disease. The best and the only way to prevent getting an STD is to practice abstinence.
Make no mistake about it, STDs are serious. Just one instance of sexual activity could have a profound impact on you and your partner that could last for the rest of your lives. Take a moment to consider and discuss how one single instance of sexual activity could adversely affect your life. There's only one sure way to avoid getting an STD, and that way is abstinence. Sexual abstinence means avoiding sexual activity that puts you at risk of getting pregnant or contracting an STD. Now, I know that's not always as easy as it sounds. As a teen, you may feel pressure to have sex from other teens or from the media. Have you ever heard the saying, sex sells? The media certainly believes it does. Most of us have seen TV shows, commercials, movies, and music videos that seem to promote sex as an activity to be taken lightly. But how much media attention focuses on the dangers of STDs or the negative impact they can have on teens? It's important to discuss topics like STDs and abstinence from sexual activity because the risks are so great. In fact, discussing these issues now might make it easier to recognize pressures to become sexually active in the future and avoid contracting cancer, liver disease, or HIV/AIDS. The only way to really avoid contracting an STD and having to live with the consequences is by choosing abstinence. Remember, abstinence always works. Be safe and stay informed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
You've been watching Glencoe's Teen Health e-Spotlight video series. Be healthy. Choose wisely.